Hey everyone, and welcome back to DevOps with Yannick. Today, we're diving into one of the most powerful tools in the Ansible ecosystem, the Playbook. A playbook in Ansible is essentially the blueprint for automating tasks on your servers. It's written in YAML, and it tells Ansible exactly what to do and in what order. Think of it as a step-by-step recipe for managing configurations, deploying applications, and orchestrating complex workflows. So, why use a playbook instead of ad hoc commands? Ad hoc commands are great for a quick one-off task, but when you are managing multiple servers or running the same task repeatedly, playbook saves you time, reduce errors, and ensure consistency. Alright, let's break down the structure of a simple playbook here. So we have 3 hyphens on the beginning. On the next line, we have 1 hyphen, name, install and install Apache, host web servers, become, yes, task, name, install Apache, home, name, HTTPD, state, present. Then after that, the last name, start Apache service, module service, name HTTPD, state started. Let's break it down. Name describes the playbook's purpose. Host specifies which server this will apply to. Become gives admin privileges. Tasks, the list of the action to perform. Notice how clear and readable it is. That is the beauty of YAML. Each task runs sequentially, and if one fails, Ansible stops the playbook right there. Running a playbook is as simple as Ansible Playbook, the name of the YAML file, and just like that, Apache is installed and running. Playbook can handle much more complexity, from conditional to loop and even rules that help you organize large-scale automation projects. So let's move on our server and list the content of our Yarn Ansible tutorial, and we're going to create the file name create user.yaml. This is our first playbook that we are writing in order to create a specific user on all our servers. So for that, we're going to start with 3 hyphen, move down, scroll down, and hyphen. We're going to write down host, and the host here is everybody, so all. We move on the next line. We're going to provide task. Okay. So the task going to allow us to define the different name of tasks that we're going to execute it in this playbook. Okay. So let's write our first task. For that, we have to move twice on the right side, beginning to the limit, and we're going to put the hyphen space name colon, and we're going to name this task create a user account. Okay, and we're going to use the module Ansible built-in Ansible.built-in.user. Okay, so use Ansible.built-in is great because that can ensure that even if we move forward on many other distribution or some update, that's still going to be work. So if we move forward with a new version, Ansible built-in going to allow us to find the correspondent and just continue to run our command. So on the next line, we're going to move on the right side again twice, and we're going to write the name of our user that we're going to create. I'm going to name it Dana, and I'm going to provide more information about that user account, the groups, okay, the group gonna be make sure to choose a group that is existing already, or the same name that you have provided. So I already have a dev group on all my servers, so that's why I'm using dev right there. And shell, I'm gonna use the shell bin bash. Okay, so I'm providing all the information that I want to see about my user when the user going to be created. Okay, so just follow up, and after that, when we're going to run our playbook, you're going to see that everything is showing up exactly with all this information. So when we talk about how to create a user in a couple months ago, we talk about all this precision that you can provide. The comment, you can provide a comment attached to your user as well. So here I've provided the best one. Okay, so what else? We can give a state. Okay, with the state we're going to say present. That means that you're going to be create that user, and after I can use the absent. Here, after I create it, I can use the absent and run the playbook again, and that one's going to delete that user on all my server. Okay, so right now I'm going to make Ansible Playbook, which is the command to run our playbook, and I'm going to add the name of our file and add the syntax in order to check if syntax looks good. Okay, once it's good, we didn't receive any error on our syntax, I'm going to take it out now and run it again. And you see we have task get ring fact. After that, create a user account. We can see change. And we have the play recap at the end. Okay? So that's how it's working. You can see you have change 1, unreachable 0, fail 0, skip 0, rescue 0, ignore 0. That's awesome. We're going to move on our server and check if that user has been created exactly. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to count the search etc password, which is the file that contains all my user. Okay, you can see I have Dana with all the specification that I have provided. So it's just awesome. If I'm checking on Debian and Alma Linux 9.4 as well, you're gonna see that we have exactly the same output, guys. Okay, so it's just awesome. Send me all your questions in the comment if you are not understanding something, or if I'm going so fast. Okay, so I'm trying to be explanatory as much as possible. You can see on Debian as well we have the same. So that's a little bit how it's working. So I'm going to move on the next example now. I'm going to create a HTTPD YAML file. That one, we're going to use it in order to install HTTPD on my different server. Okay. So for that, I'm starting with my three ... and I'm going to give a precision about the name of these playbooks first. So that's why I'm putting on the same element on the same position. Okay, this is not a task. Install HTTPD on different servers. So this is the purpose of this. Okay, of the general scripts. Okay, my host is all. Become, I'm going to add become. I'm going to put it through. Become means I want to use sudo. So you're going to make sure that on your container server you have sudo install. If not, let's install it. Okay. So our first task going to be name, install HTTPD on Ubuntu and Debian. Okay. So for that I'm going to use module apt. I didn't use built-in anymore here, just to show that you can use another way. Okay. So the name is Apache 2. State is present. Apache 2 is the name of HTTPD on Ubuntu and Debian distribution. So I'm going to add the one module in order to add Ansible OS family Debian. So install this only when the Ansible OS family is Debian. Okay, that's why also on the top I put all, because I'm going to introduce when each on each of my tasks. Okay, So about HTTPD on Alma Linux, I'm going to use the module DNF that you know, and the name is HTTPD. The name is not Apache 2. So HTTPD and the state is present, and I'm going to add the one module as well at the end. So Ansible OS family have to be equivalent to Red Hat family here, okay? So I'm going to add the Red Hat. So Ansible is able to understand that, guys, okay? So it's just awesome. At the end, I'm going to give you some link where you can find more documentation about all this, okay? So our next task is start Apache 2 using command, because I'm using container right there. Normally with HTTPD I'm going to use service, but service sometimes it's not going to work with container, Docker container server, so that's why I'm using the command. So I'm using command Apache 2 control star, okay? So this is the command that I'm using to run it, and I'm going to provide an argument, okay? The argument going to be okay, I'm going to create the path of the argument that we're going to use to attach to that command. So it's going to be a var run Apache 2, okay, slash Apache 2.pid, okay. So you absolutely have to use that when you use Apache 2 control to make it work, okay. So you absolutely need argument. I talked a lot about argument on our previous series on scripting, bash scripting. Let's check that series if you didn't see it yet. You're going to learn a lot, okay? So our next task is going to be to start HTTPD, okay? I'm going to start HTTPD and enable it, okay? On Alma Linux 9.4. So I'm going to use the module service. I can also use systemd, but service should be okay as well, okay? So service, the name of service is HTTPD, and the state is present. Or I'm going to use started because it's a service. I want to start a service, and enabled I'm going to say true, okay? So I'm going to give the precision with my one module as well. Ansible OS family Red Hat, equivalent to Red Hat or equal to Red Hat. And you're going to see it's just awesome, all the possibility that Ansible can provide us. So we can check a little bit and we can see that everything looks good, okay? If everything is okay, I'm going to do :WQ exclamation sign, and when I list, we have our file here. So I'm going to try the Ansible Playbook that check option in order to get some preview about how my playbook going to run, okay? So this one is pretty much that like syntax, but it's better because you can see how your output going to look like, and if you are satisfied about how your output going to look, you're going to launch it again and take out the dash check in this case. So you can see if I'm moving right now on my server, you're going to see that nothing happened, nothing has been installed, or Apache or HTTPD, nothing has been installed on my different servers, okay? So this one can show you that on tester Apache 2 using command, we're going to have change on one server. Another one is okay because it's already installed on it and started. So when I'm making which HTTPD, for example, on Alma Linux, you see, nothing has changed. So right now, since everything looks pretty good, I'm going to take out the check right now and run normally. And now you can see task gathering fact, okay in green. That means that everything was already okay about this task. Enter HTTPD, you have change. That means that we have something new that has been installed. Okay, about start Apache 2, we have it start only on one Docker, and everything looks good on recap. Okay, so it's exactly the same that we got before. Okay, so I'm gonna make hostname on Alma Linux to get my hostname about my Linux server, and I'm gonna move online and paste it and run it, and you can see that I have Alma Linux test page with Apache that is showing up using my IP address. So it should be the same with our Docker container server, but I didn't open the port 18 on it. On the next episode, I'm going to try to open it when I'm going to talk more about services and so on, okay? But you can see that when I'm checking service Apache 2 status, you're going to see that it's running on Ubuntu, and normally it should be able to run as well on Debian, okay? So I did a mistake. It's service Apache 2. Hold on. Okay, Apache 2 is running, you see? So our installation has been successful. So that's a little bit how that thing works, okay? I'm gonna make git add that in order to add everything on our repository online. And after that, I'm gonna make git commit in order to commit everything. -m to provide a comment about what I've changed. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the file that I've added. So we have the create httpd.yaml and the create user.yaml. So we have to formulate something to write about it, just to make our work more organized and so on the online site, okay? So we have added to Playbook. So I'm going to provide the name of my playbooks that I've wrote, sorry. So that I've written. So it's create user.yaml and create httpd.yaml. So it's just awesome. What does that mean? If we had 1,000 server on our container server and 1,000 on our Linux server, is everything should work same? Yes, the answer is yes. So the power of Ansible is to allow you to run a same command on 1,000 of server just by a click by running an Ansible playbook, okay? So, and it's just the beginning. We're going to talk more about it in the next video, where we're going to talk about how to move forward with services, configure some services, and the configuration of file, roles, how to use roles, and so on the large amounts of data and so on, okay? So you can see we have git push, origin man, and everything looks good. If you're moving on the GitHub side right now and I refresh my page, you can see that we have added a couple things, okay? So it's showing up 25 minutes ago because I took some time before to continue with the GitHub, the git add process. So this is the documentation that I've attached in the description of this video, where you can see everything about how to introduce yourself with playbook syntax and so on. You have some example of how to write your playbook. So move on that one. Make more search. You can click on the right side as well and enter some specific search. You can see that the check that I've talked about. There is a lot. You can see that the centers that I've used as well. You can come on search docs over there and just type whatever you need, how to start services with Ansible, and you're gonna have everything, how to use it with Amazon Web Service, you see. So just make your search, okay? Make your search and you will learn a lot, okay? Comment right over there to learn more about Ansible. Start service in Docker Container Server, you see. So I have documented myself a lot about all this before to come to talk about it with you guys. So I'm inviting you to come and read about how Ansible is working and learn more about documentation. I will provide this link in the description of this video, okay? So, and let me know if you have more questions. How to create a user, okay? You see, you have parameters that you have to use, or you can use, you have examples that you can use, okay? You see, you can provide the UID if you want. You can provide when the password gonna expire, after how many time the user gonna need to renew his password, and so on.